I'm usually not a last minute packer, but I don't know what happened this week that the time just completely ran away from us. So this is literally the day before we have to travel. We spend the entire night just packing and making sure that we had everything together, all the outfits for at least 2 weeks. Alright, this is where I pack my brushes. My big powder brush, blush brush, contour brush, concealer or foundation if I need it, detail brush, highlighter brush, contour brush, waterline brush, spoolie for the brows, compact eyeshadow. Alright, what else do I need? What else do I need? Oh, a little eyeshadow brush. How freaking cute is this, you guys, to travel with? This is very compact. It's got my initials on here. You can put earrings here. It has a little mirror. You can put a whole bunch of rings here, smaller earrings in here. It also has where you can put a few necklaces. So this is what I'm going to take with me. It's very portable. It's going to be closed off. And I think this will be enough for 2 weeks. It's travel day. I usually like to put on makeup even when I'm traveling. I know that sounds a little crazy, but that is just who I am. I like to look put together before getting to the airport. I was using the TIRTIR foundation, which recently I've been loving. And then I put the Kimchi powder, which just kind of sets my makeup really nicely. And I use it mostly under the eyes to set, and it doesn't crease throughout the day. This blush is amazing. It's a cream blush just to provide a little bit of color on the cheeks. And then I'm using the Milani Bronzer XL. And I'll link everything down below for you ladies if you are interested in any of these products. I use the same bronzer to contour my nose. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna do about the makeup staying and lasting for an entire day, but I have to deal with it as I go on the plane. And this pen right here, this liquid eyebrow pencil, is amazing. It has dual-ended. One side is a single brush and on the other side is two. I usually tend to use the one just because I feel like I can get a little bit more precise and do the hair strokes exactly where I want them. Ignore the puffy eyes because literally we stayed up last night till probably 12:30 p.m. just packing everything, getting all of our clothes, toiletries, shoes, everything for the next 2 weeks for our trip, and we have little to no sleep at this point. My dog is not feeling too great at the time, but we have somebody staying over our house and a house sitting for the next 2 weeks and taking care of him. He had to have hernia surgeries. He wasn't feeling all that great, but he obviously knows something is going on. And he was just attached at the hip to me the entire morning, poor thing, and just wanted to be cuddled and babied. Anyways, the other reason why I like to do my makeup the morning of travel is that I take all the makeup I use today and pack it in my suitcase, and that way I make sure that I have everything that I need. Mascara, I am using the Chanel Le Volume mascara. I do like this mascara because it does last. We're gonna be sleeping on the plane. Lastly, I did do a little bit of makeup setting spray from I Love Revolution. And then it was time to get our hair ready to go. You know me from all my other videos. You know that my hair is super curly and fluffy. So it takes a lot of time to straighten. Among all the other things that I had to do last night, I also straightened my hair. Something's going on, huh, baby? Yeah? What's she doing? Oh, you want a belly rub? Silly babies. We are all ready to go. Hair's done. Wearing comfy clothes for the airport. About 7:36 in the morning. Bonbon's out for a walk right now with my husband. That's about it. We're about to head to the airport. I'm so excited and nervous at the same time. It's always chaos in the morning of travel. Not sure if you have everything together. We're not going to arrive in France till tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day. Let's head to the airport. Come on. One luggage there. The other one here. Let's get that over here. We're gonna be taking an Uber, so we're waiting on the Uber now. We're going to our gate right now. We're gonna be traveling to Miami from TPA, and then from Miami to JFK, and then finally from JFK to Charles de Gaulle. We're trying to find a place to eat, get a quick little snack. There's not a lot. We're at Miami Airport right now, so there's really not a whole lot of like places to eat in our gate. But I did find this bagel place, so I'm gonna try it in Einstein Bros Bagels and get a quick little snack to eat something. We have finally arrived in Paris after a whole night of travel. So first thing that we were told once you get to the airport is making sure that you either use Uber to travel around, or you get an official taxi person, which means don't go with the people that try to tell you, hey, you need a taxi, come with me, come with me. You have to be able to recognize that they're an official taxi. They should have signs lighting up above, or just take an Uber. Uber is very safe and readily available down there in Paris. Now we're headed to our hotel room after a nice little experience with the metro. We had to take an Uber after that whole incident. We actually got off at the wrong stop, and just to avoid going back in to the metro, we just called an Uber and we're on our way to the hotel now. Another thing to keep in mind is that you always want to greet your Uber driver or anyone else. Like if you're entering the store, if you're going just basically anywhere business related, just greet a person, and it's usually best to greet them in the French. So do say bonjour, and then you can always ask if they speak English. Most of them do speak English, but there's a few that do not. So it's always nice to ask, and it's always nice to greet them in their own language. They'll be a lot nicer to you that way. I was sure happy that my high school French was coming back to me, and I was able to at least say hello, goodbye, thank you, and please. How freaking adorable is this hotel? We wanted to choose a hotel that was very Paris-like, and all of the sculptures that you see here are actually replicas made by art students of actual like monuments and actual like statues of original art creators from back in the day. So these are actually all replicas here in this hotel. This is like their little dining area, breakfast. This is their gym. Oh yeah, no, this is not a gym. It only has a treadmill, little elliptical, a rowing machine, so just like cardio and that's it. Very You forgot this one. Le toilette. They say they have a cafe. Ooh, yes, cappuccino. And then we have the closet over here. Laundry, shoe shine. Nice big big old tub over here. Warm towel holder. Shower. What's that say? Oh, the menu. And this is the TV and a mirror. Functions to say TV and mirror at the same time. Little suite area. And then the garden set here. Our plan was to explore the city right away because we did arrive around 7:30 in the morning to the hotel room, but we were exhausted, so we passed out. We woke up, we actually got a little gift from the hotel. They brought us champagne and some macarons and some fruit to enjoy. If you ever get the chance to stay at Le Hôtel de Berry, Champs-Élysées, I highly recommend it. The staff there were amazing. They were just so attentive, and it made our first hotel experience in Paris so lovely. Oh, it's just so good. I look so freaking tired.
Before we moved down, like, you were bloodshot. Your eyes were.
Yeah? These are delicious. Like, macarons in the States are not macarons. These are macarons. Welcome to Paris! Breakfast at the hotel was delicious every single morning. After breakfast, we went to Versailles Palace. It's incredible. We actually did a concierge booking, and the concierge at the hotel reserved this for us. We paid a little bit extra, but it was simply worth it because you get a glass of champagne prior to your entry, and then you get a special entry where you get to skip the line. It was definitely worth doing it that way. Visiting the Palace of Versailles is a must on your list if you ever go to Paris. Here we are in the Hall of Mirrors. Look at just the detail and the artwork in this place. It was just magnificent, beautiful. Definitely a once in a lifetime experience. If you get to go, highly, highly recommended. This place is so massive, you will not be able to complete looking at it all in one day. So just have that in mind. The gardens itself are huge and amazing. We try to go as fast as possible through the entire thing so we can get as much of it in. We did not do a guided tour. We always kind of like to do our own thing and walk around and do, you know, just go where we want to go. And then you do need a separate entrance or a separate ticket to visit the gardens, but it was like 12 euros, so it wasn't that bad per person. The outside gardens of the Palais Versailles. It's a big old fountain over there. Is that the dancing one or no?
Singing.
Oh,
They
singing.
They sing.
Singing, dancing.
It's very adamant about that piece.
Oh, pretty high. And of course, you cannot go to Paris without actually taking a look at the Eiffel Tower. So we actually did another tour of this huge tower. It actually gives you a 360-degree view of the entire city. And after sunset, which in Paris was technically after 9:30, almost 10 p.m., it lights up. And then every hour on the hour, it sparkles for 5 minutes. After we saw it sparkle and everything, we ended up going to this famous popular French restaurant. You can see the line outside, everybody's waiting. We waited for about 35 to 40 minutes to get in this place. Not worth it whatsoever. The service was terrible and they overcharged us for our food. The waiter barely spoke any English. My high school French did not get me very far, so we got out of there. On the other hand though, we went to Paris de Louvre, which is very close to the Louvre Museum. You can ask for an English version of the wine tasting, which we needed because our French is not that great, but we actually had a wonderful time at this wine tasting. The cheese and the wine pairings were excellent, and there was one truffle cheese that, oh my god, I wanted to bring back home with me. So if you get a chance to go to Paris, again, this is one of highly recommended places that I think you should actually visit.
Of the cellars. And the barrels of wine that were stored here were for King Louis XV, so this was one of his royal cellars. His wine were to the Louvre, and so that would connect the Louvre, and that way they could get all of the wine to the king very discreetly underground without anyone seeing the quantity that was going over to them, because of course they were drinking a lot of wine and had a very extravagant lifestyle. Now today we don't have those tunnels anymore because they built the metro in the 1900s, the line 1 that takes you to the Louvre, and so that is why we can no longer sneak over to the Louvre like they could back in the day. But in total, now we're going to stay on this floor, but we have a floor downstairs that's about twice the size of this one, so we still have quite big cellars.
Walked around pretty much the entire city, and we just stopped at some random place to get some coffee and a pizza, and then before heading into the Louvre.
Check your face again, please.
So simple but cool and elegant.
Everyone thinks we're wild doing our guided tour.
What?
I can tell everyone thinks we're reckless and wild doing an unguided tour.
I know.
Every person.
But we're probably faster though that way without a guided tour. We'll make up our own stories of what happened. You know?